What up, though? It's Mr. CEO in the building, Beach Rhymes and Parlays with my boy Jay. What up, Jay?
What's good? You know me, Jay, at J Bay's World on TikTok. Shout outs to the UFC, even though we ain't got it this week. We hit that underdog of the week. My heart a
Yeah,
little hurt
man.
that we don't have one this week, but that's all right. We're gonna get you some money on college football. How you been, Mr. CEO?
I've been smooth, man. Last week, Notre Dame, man, let me down. We'll talk about them a little bit later. Uh, you was right on BC. You was right on BC. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna listen. I'm gonna have some more weak teams I'm gonna bet on. But you was right. You was like, Ted, I'm not gonna let my parlay get ruined by a weak team. You was right. Also, I'm glad, and we know how sports betting go. You rather lose two legs than one. And so I didn't feel as bad about that because Notre Dame had already let me down. So I ain't really feel bad about that, boy. But yeah, you're right. You hit the UFC. Also, I hit my underdog last week. 2 in a row, y'all. 2 in a row. Let's go. Let's go. That's not easy to do. Vanderbilt beat that ass. What you think about
Yeah, you
that,
called
man?
that one. I didn't
Yeah,
think it was
man.
gonna happen like that. It was
Yeah, man.
you know what? And you know what else, man? We gotta have a moment of silence, bro. We gotta have a quick moment of silence. Clemson, bro.
Yeah.
The hype is dead. The hype
Yes.
is dead. I don't know if you seen Dabo's press conference, all that excuse making, and oh man, did you see the press conference?
I saw he said something of like, if y'all want to lose, fire me or something. If
Yeah,
y'all don't want to keep winning, then fire me.
yeah. He said if they fire me, Clemson don't want to win. And
Yeah.
man, it's getting weird out there. And I know I had them to win the ACC. I mean, I think they
Me
still
too.
a playoff team. They still out there. They still got a shot. It's far from over, but I don't like what I'm seeing. So I'm gonna have a moment of silence. All the hype on Clemson is dead. They're no longer ranked.
Mhm.
Let's just see how this plays out.
So one thing I do like, and it's one of the things you did mention during the post preseason show, is their schedule was weak. And if you look at who they lost to, Georgia Tech snuck up on us, and also they lost to LSU, who's got a legit defense. I think a legit team. They didn't look as good week 2. Now they came out like Notre Dame last year and lost Northern Illinois, maybe to be different. So I agree with you. Their schedule is weak enough where they can run the table, and still might be a playoff team. But the hype is dead because, like you, I thought they were national championship caliber, and we'll talk about this later. Right now, if you want to ask me who championship caliber, I think I still got a jury's out on Penn State. They ain't playing nobody yet. But the two best teams in the country to me, and it's one of the teams I said I think gonna win the ACC, even though Georgia Tech look like they might try to fight for it. I think Miami and I think Ohio State are two best teams in the country right now.
You got to just be careful because of I man, Georgia Tech could win the ACC. That's
I
crazy
know.
to think about.
Yes,
They could really
crazy.
win the ACC, bro. They gave Clemson all types of hell. Um, I don't know, man. I mean, of course, I'm Ohio State biased. I think they're the best team in the country.
Okay.
I kind of think the second best team in the country is in the Big Ten too. I just don't think
Okay.
it's I don't think it's Penn State. I think it's Oregon. Even
It's
though
all
they played us on the bet, took the foot off the gas in the fourth
yes,
quarter, 34
yes.
nothing.
34 nothing. We had that bet.
Bro, it's too easy for them. Like
Yeah.
it was easy, and they gave away points. He threw an interception at the goal line. Like it was a lot of stuff going on. I think Oregon is the second best team in the country to me.
I,
And
and,
then
and, I, and honestly, man, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna argue with you on that one. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you think those two, and I think the other two, I will just put it like that. I think they're the top 3 there. And then I will see what Georgia gonna look like, but Georgia defense ain't what we thought they were. So yeah, we'll get in that a little bit.
Tennessee covered too, even though
Yeah,
they
man.
that's the choke. That might be the choke of the week. That right
Yes,
there, that might
yes,
be the choke of the week
yes. That is a choke of the week because this
because
dude missed the game
they
winning.
had them dudes dead to rights, bro.
Listen, he missed the game winning field goal, and then he go in overtime and hit that same exact field goal to lose. If he'd have made that same field goal he made in overtime, they would have won. That's choke. That's bad. That's bad. All right, let's time to get into these games. We got SMU at TCU. TCU is 7.5 point favorite over under 62.5. What you got on this one?
Man, I'm gonna take TCU. I'm impressed with what I've been seeing from them, and it's the way you set the tone to begin the season, bro.
Yeah.
It went into North Carolina when North Carolina had all the stars out, had everybody out. It was hyped up, it was set up, red carpet. Michael Jordan was in the building, and they not only beat North Carolina, they dog walked them, they
Yes.
punished them, they backhanded them. It was ugly, and they have not stopped since. SMU a couple weeks ago, that Baylor game, they can't stop nobody, bro. So yeah, they can put up points, but I think TCU can get it at least 3 to 4 stops on them. So that should give them about a 14-point lead. After that, they trade scores. I got TCU.
Okay, I like that. I definitely agree. I'm gonna give you a lot of my notes today, y'all. And these notes gonna help y'all learn how to kind of pick out things from games, and it might help y'all make y'all bet. Even if y'all don't follow us, y'all might hear something and make, okay, I'm gonna make a bet off that. But they were up 10-0 with 3 minutes. I'm sorry, Missouri State was up 10-0 with 3 minutes left in the half, and up 14-10 with 3 minutes left in the third to SMU. That's terrible. That's no excuse for that. Kevin Jennings has been second in turnover-worthy plays in the last 10 games in the country per PFF, and the defense is not getting any pressure. TCU look good. I watched TCU back. TCU defense looks good. The one thing I do – so you think about Baylor and SMU. I had picked Baylor as an upset. TCU can score with Baylor. So you already know it's going to be a competitive game. But the difference is TCU got a way better defense than Baylor. So I think TCU going to get – I think TCU going to get SMU some problems on that defensive side of the ball. Josh Hoover has been looking amazing. That quarterback, he's going to be a sleeper quarterback people ain't talking about. But I think Josh Hoover later in the season, y'all going to talk about him. I don't like the 7.5. I'm not going to lie. If this was 6.5, we'd be best betting this boy big money. I hate them hooks. So we're going to talk about this game a little bit later. You got anything else on this one?
Also, remember, y'all can always buy a point down. That's what I do a lot of times. Like if it's minus 7.5 is 110, usually you can buy that point down, get it at minus 125, 130. That's still pretty good money, man. You know what I mean? You might just have to bet it a little bit bigger. But if you don't like the hook, like me and Ted have learned over these years, that hook is deadly. Buy that point down.
Yes, and y'all will know if y'all don't know. Key numbers: minus 2.5, minus 6.5, minus 9.5, minus 13.5. Because when you score touchdowns, you score field goals. So most games are gonna be 3 and 7s. So y'all take that with y'all will, but make sure y'all learn them key numbers. Y'all will win a lot more. If you didn't miss 10 games, I guarantee if you bet them key numbers, you probably only miss 5 of them. I'm telling you, it's gonna raise your money in your pocket. It's gonna put more money in your pocket, and it's gonna have you win a lot more if y'all keep those key numbers. All right, we jumping over to Texas Tech at Utah, minus 2.5. Utah the favorite, over under 56.5. What you got, Jay?
I'm gonna go with Utah. We kind of talked about it. We both like Utah. The defense get the ball in. Utah is a tough team. The only reason I'm not over here like, man, put 300 on it is I don't like the kickoff time. Yes, It is in Utah, but it's gonna be at like 10 a.m. because it's a noon kickoff here. I think their mountain time we came to understand. Texas is Midwestern time, so it's gonna be 11 o'clock for them. That's kind of early.
It is.
Get out there and be ready to football. If your body is thinking it's 10 a.m.,
yes,
don't like that. And I'm just scared Texas Tech come out early, and then I don't like to fight for my money, bro. So I don't want to be sitting here like this in the fourth quarter, you know what I mean, yelling and slamming things, being nervous. So that's why I'm not going to best bet it. But again, Utah is the better team, better defense, better quarterback, better coach. I pick Utah.
I do like the fact that Utah's at home. They have one of the best home field advantages in the country. I would lean to Utah with you. And the reason I'm not going to best bet it, a couple reasons, is, yes, it's 10 o'clock in the morning. Them games can go either way. Also, too, these both teams played nobody yet. That Utah-UCLA game, that didn't age well. Texas Tech haven't played anybody yet. So I think we still got to learn about these two teams. And we 4 weeks into the season, and so there's no reason to bet heavy on the game like it's week 1. Now, this week 1, we got to make a pick. Ain't nobody played nobody yet. But it's been 3 games, so I'm not going to bet that. One thing I will give y'all, a nugget from PFF, is Baron Morton, Texas Tech quarterback, is 53% passing grade on the road, and he has a 35% passing grade under pressure. And both of those works today. He's on the road. He's going to face a lot of pressure, so that's why I would lean Utah. All right, we're going to jump over to Syracuse and Clemson. I know Jay told me pre-show he had money. Well, did you have something on this? Because I know Clemson is kind of in the flux. So, yeah, what you got?
Man, I'm going to tell you like this. I don't think, from what I've seen from Clemson, I don't think they're 16 points better than anybody right now. Okay. I mean, if we go off of potential, yeah, they could potentially beat them 34-3. Mm-hmm. I don't trust them at all from what I've seen. They almost lost to Troy, people. Like, there comes a time you got to cut bait. and that's me doing it. Now, hey man, right now investing in Clemson is losing stock, bro. It's stupid. I'm not buying it while it's low. You got Syracuse. I love that coach, bro. I like his mannerisms, the way he talked.
Yeah.
I love it. I love making them run after practice. But here's the problem. They just not that good.
No.
They had to come back against UConn.
Yes.
So I can't trust him to cover the spread.
Yes.
So I'm not touching this game. If Clemson loses game, I want to let you know I'm tuning in for the press conference because Dabo is going to be full bipolar mode, bro.
Yes.
He's going to be talking to himself. He's going to be talking in third person.
Yes.
He's going to be over here. He's going to be tripping. And if they do lose this game, their season's over, bro. They might as well bench my man Klubnik. They might as well bench him, see what the youth for next year look like. They might as well let him sit him down, get him in the portal, get him up out of there. All of that, bro.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. They lose this game, man. They might have to make a call, and I might even call him while you're on the press conference, man. Yeah. They can't lose this one, man. Honestly, I think Clemson offensive play call have been holding them back. I was watching the Georgia Tech game, and some of these games, these dudes will have a 3rd and 7, a 3rd and 8, and throw a 4-yard pass. They'll be 3rd and 12 and throw an 8-yard pass. Like, that's terrible. And it's setting them up for failure, making a punt where they got a receiver named Wesco who's elite. Like, they should be getting those first downs.
I'm not touching it, bro. I don't trust neither one of these people, bro.
So we'll talk about this later because, we love the arts on the show. We're going to show y'all how to do the arts. After a while, Vegas going to hate us because we about to kill these arts throughout the season. But Syracuse has trouble versus the blitz. UConn was on their head. I'm talking about they line terrible. If you know how mad they had those awareness ratings, they whole O-line awareness rating like a 60. Like every time they brought one extra dude, they couldn't figure out how to block him. So I do think Clemson, they would struggle against Clemson. Also, too, Syracuse offense barely got to 27 against a UConn defense who gave up 41 to Delaware. So I'm not going to tell y'all to bet the 16.5. We'll have some on it later with the all spread, but I do think this is a get right game for Clemson. Syracuse got their first sack in the second half, I think, of the second game of the season. That's the first time they sacked anybody the second game of the season. Syracuse only got 2 sacks all year. So
Troy was supposed to be a good get right game for Clemson, bro.
It was.
And Troy, remember that and how bad I was looking, bro. I'm gonna put it to you like this: if you bet on this game without an alt spread, you're a full-fledged maniac. That's all it is. You are a pure maniac, bro. You can't trust either one of these teams. That's how weird this is.
Yes.
There's so much other stuff to bet on Saturday. I would bet baseball before I touch this game. I bet tennis. There's so much other stuff I would deal with.
Yeah. But I did want to give y'all the stats though. So if y'all want to make a decision on that, based on that, I definitely lean Clemson. Like I said, I would not bet the 16.5. Like I said, I'd rather bet on hockey, and I don't even watch hockey. Yeah. I put in a hockey parlay. Let's jump on to this next game. This is a game I do know that Jay don't care about much, but I do want to let you guys know, hold y'all horses on betting this Notre Dame. Please do not bet Notre Dame. I'm not saying Notre Dame won't cover, but I'm also saying Notre Dame might not cover with this game. Notre Dame defense is terrible, like terrible, terrible, terrible. So far, they just let everybody run up and down the field. So I'm going to put y'all on game a little bit. I watched the Purdue game. The true score in the Purdue game with 5 minutes to go in the fourth was 17-16. They were down by 1 point. The reason I say that, USC had a pick 6 touchdown. Purdue was inside the 10-yard line, interception. Purdue was inside the 10-yard line, interception. Purdue was in the red zone 3 times versus USC, 2 interceptions, which you can't count that because that's not consistent. And they also threw a pick 6 for a touchdown. If you take them fluky plays away, it's 4 minutes left in the game, and Purdue was down by 1 point, about to beat USC. If that happened, this spread would not be there. I'm not going to bet at y'all because I'm not going to get burned like I did last week with Jay. But I'm telling y'all, I'm going to start giving y'all a game. So when y'all see these scores tomorrow, and y'all say, damn, how the hell Purdue, what? Y'all going to say y'all heard it here first, and y'all going to keep on coming back for it. So I'm not going to tell y'all to bet this one, but I'm just warning y'all, I won't touch either side. So we're going to move on.
Oh, no. I got something I got to say about this.
Okay.
Real quick, bro. And this is the only reason, like, I would be I'm against him on this one. Notre Dame has to win these next 10 games if they're getting into the playoffs. they go 10-2 and they out here tied with other people that are 10-2, their schedule is not going to measure up because the ranked teams they played, they've lost to it. It's not guaranteed that later in the year. I think they play Washington. We don't know if they're going to be ranked. USC is like number 25. They like a loss away from not being ranked. So the only other thing that can save them is style points. They can't do it Oregon. They can't do what Oregon did. Like, we up 34. Who cares? No. They going to have to put their feet on people's necks 52-3 because no matter how this plays out, at 10-2 with 2 ranked losses, they're going to be at the bottom end of this playoff, and there's going to be other teams they're going to have reasons for people to put them over them. So if they over here beating these teams, let's say they beat them 17-3, that does not help their cause because that's going to be the first thing you see on them talking points. Who's the 11th team in? Notre Dame. Notre Dame only beat Purdue 17-3. It was 10-3 in the fourth quarter. Like, bro, they can't afford it. So I think if I had to bet, gun to my head, I got to take Notre Dame. I have to because I still believe they're a playoff team. I think they just had 2 tough teams and they only lost by a combined, 4 points? So, yeah. And you know how the man is, Freeman, Marcus Freeman, he knows. So I would be shocked if it's anything less than like 41-6.
So the reason I disagree, you heard it here first, and maybe you haven't heard it first. I don't think Notre Dame a playoff team, so that's one. So we can get that out the way. For 2, if you don't have a defense, how do you cover with 4 touchdowns? Their defense, to me, I just think it's bad. I think their defense is that, and I think we're going to find out tomorrow. I think their defense is that bad, and I think their defense is going to keep them out the playoffs. Now, if this was Notre Dame last year, I would say, no, they're going to smash Purdue, but their defense is bad, and I watched them every game they played so far this year. They don't tackle. They don't cover well. Their defense bad. And what's crazy is they did lose their coordinator, Golden, to the NFL, and he's coaching the Bengals right now. And look at the Bengals defense.
No, I mean, that's hurting them. That's hurting them. You said that these last couple of weeks, and they've been leaking. But I just Purdue is bad, bro.
I disagree. I think they're better than what you think they are. We're gonna find out. I'm not saying Purdue gonna win the Big Ten. I'm not even saying I think Purdue is better than what people think they are, and so that's why I think they're possibly good enough to cover a 4 touchdown spread. I don't think they're Purdue from last year. For what I've seen, watching film. That's all. All right, we're gonna jump in the game we both love. Michigan is a 2.5-point favorite at Nebraska over under 46.5. What we got, Jay?
Man, I gotta go Michigan, bro. I would love to take them with the -2.5. This game comes down to one thing to me. Is Michigan's coaching staff, Sharon Moore and them. If they turn Bryce Underwood loose, this game's not even gonna be close. Michigan got a defense that will hold Nebraska in check. I don't care what none of you say. They're gonna hold them in check. They held Oklahoma in check. If they let this boy throw the ball down, they got it. And you know, I'm wearing red, bro. I'm an Ohio State dude. I don't really mess with Michigan. They got a stud at running back. They got a wide receiver that's like 6'5". The tight end was out against Oklahoma, and in Oklahoma they were in that game. They could have won, but the coaching staff was playing scared, not letting not turning them loose. Now you seen them against Central.
Yes,
he can run, he can throw, he poised. Let him be him. They go in Nebraska. They get this win a lot easier than people think. So I'm on Michigan, bro. If they do what they supposed to do. Now if they sit there and run it first, second, and third down and play Virginia Tech Beamer ball, we want to win with a special team, and all that. No. If they play the way that they supposed to play, the reason they were paying this man $10 million, if they play like they believe he's worth the $10 million, they smoke Nebraska. You heard it. They smoke them.
I'm with you. One thing I don't like about Sharon Moore, and I think he'll learn when he get, later. I'm not gonna knock him because he's a new coach. You know what I'm saying? He's not Kirby Smart. But it was no reason to show that new wrinkle against Central Michigan. Why? Do you know what would have happened if he would have showed that wrinkle against Nebraska for the first time? Now they got a whole week of film to practice for, so I don't like that. I think if he was a smarter coach, he would have said, you know what, we're gonna be Central regardless. Just stand back in the pocket, do what you've been doing. So one of my bros, he questioned that, and I'm like, you're right. He should have waited. But like I said, he's a new coach, so he's gonna learn that. But I'm with you. What I did here is they taking the trainer wheels off, bro. They're taking the trainer wheels off. This dude, I told you in the spring, he looked good, but he was inaccurate. His accuracy is looking a little bit better. He was standing in the pocket as like a statue. He's looking like Josh Allen last week. Dude is the next Cam Newton, and if they unleash him, like I think they will, you right. They're gonna roll against Nebraska, and that is the factor. Haynes is a beast back there, a running back. So what's gonna happen is, remember I told you, Michigan receivers have trouble separated. Now we got a quarterback running up down the field. No, now you got to worry about where he gonna go. Now receivers getting open. Him running the ball down the field is gonna open their whole offense up. And you know Michigan gonna keep a decent defense. And Nebraska is not impressive. Fake Mahomes, and that's we're gonna call him on this show. Fake Mahomes, man. He's not a bad quarterback. He just still don't have the weapons. His receivers were average. His running backs were average. They not impressive to me.
He average. Penny Mahomes is average, bro. He is average. I'm sorry. He's a good college quarterback. But bro, he weird, man. Like I get looking up to Mahomes, but doing all of this stuff is weird, and the play don't match it. Do you know what I mean? But you can see he has some talent, but I think he's what do they call that? Like he's cosplayed his way to a higher ranking than what he is.
Agreed.
So now if they lose to Michigan, if Michigan loses this game, I know where we stay out this way. They're gonna be on Sharon Moore neck. They're gonna be on his neck because this is a game that they could easily win, bro. Nebraska ain't that good, bro. Nebraska's gonna lose 4 games this year.
Agreed. And also too, like I said, I'm gonna keep giving y'all stats. Per PFF, Nebraska gave up 96 yards to Cincy's quarterback and gave up 7 yards of carry on the ground. They are not going to be able to stop Michigan if they do that same thing. I think it's going to happen.
Tear that shit up, bro.
Yes. They gave up 7 yards of carry to Cincy. Man, Haynes about to might rush for 200 yards on them boys, boy.
Oh, snap. It's over. Game over already, bro. I might have to just drop a Parlays. I might just have to go drop a bag on this. What are we talking about? 7 and I didn't know that.
It was 7 yards of carry to Cincinnati running backs, and they gave up 96 yards to their quarterback rushing.
Cincinnati. All right, bro. Man, hell.
All right. So we're gonna have something on this later, y'all. So just keep watching. We got the next game. We got Auburn at Oklahoma. Oklahoma 6.5 point favorite. Over 46.5. What you got on this one, Jay?
I was gonna let you go first, but if since you're gonna let me go, man, you put me hip to Auburn, and I watched them against Baylor, and I had picked Baylor at first. They had a defense that was able to stop a high-powered offense, which is what you're going to need. You got a steady quarterback that can put points up. This steady quarterback basically got chased out of Oklahoma, like you're not good enough. So he's coming back with a chip on his shoulder, like the wide receiver had against Michigan. Being from Inkster, Michigan, not being recruited by Michigan. He's coming back to Oklahoma with that same energy. And guess what? I'm taking Auburn, and I'm going to explain to you why. The thing I don't like about Oklahoma is against Michigan, I saw a lot of weaknesses. They play dumb football. They're dumb. They have dumb, and when I say dumb players, I'm talking about stupid penalties, dropping kickoffs, dropping punts, hitting punters. That's ignorant football. If you're ignorant on the field, you're going to stay ignorant. I don't care how many laps you got to run in practice and everything else. They're allowing dumb football. And another thing, they don't have a running game. The quarterback is the running game. Yeah. He has to be perfect. We're talking about Bryce Underwood becoming is Cam Newton. They're making that dude. What's his name? Jackson Arnold?
Mateer.
Oh, Mateer. My bad. Mateer. He is out there Cam Newton right now. But he's not as big. He's not as fast. He's got a cannon. But you ask him, he has to be perfect. All Auburn needs from him is 2 mistakes, just like Michigan got. But Auburn gonna make you pay where Michigan didn't. So I think they can cover that spread. I got Auburn plus 6.5. So
I want to look at both sides of it. I do like the fact that Auburn, like we talked about, got 2 Singleton, and we got the other receiver Cam. They got elite receivers, so that does give me a little bit more faith in Auburn over what Michigan have. If Michigan had those 2 receivers, Michigan would be undefeated right now. So let's just say it is what it is. But let's go back to true scores again. Auburn only scored 3 points in the second half versus South Alabama. The final score 31-15. So that means they had 28 points in the first half. Then they scored 3 points in the whole second half versus South Alabama defense. Oklahoma defense is 75,000 times better than South Alabama defense. Also, final score 31-15. South Alabama was in the red zone twice and came away with no scores. If they would have even came away with 2 field goals, it would have been a one-score game and it would have been closer. So that game had me pause with Auburn a little bit. Auburn defense, even though they beat Baylor, they was leaky. I didn't like the defense against Baylor. Even watching that game, I'm like, oh, you can't stop them. They were letting them drive the ball down the field too much. South Alabama, like I told you, even though it was 31-15, they could have been almost 31-31. They couldn't really stop South Alabama. One thing Oklahoma has done this year is stop everybody they played. Their defense has been elite. So that's why I'm leaning on Oklahoma, because they're at home. They have elite defense officer. They have elite head coach. As far not head coach, he was elite. He was a coordinator. They have an elite defense, and they're at home in Oklahoma. And also, too, guess what? Who coached Jackson Arnold last year? So if anybody know his weaknesses and what defense to run, I'm going to take a dude who was at Clemson and was putting people out their misery when he coached defense at Clemson. So if this game, I would love it if it was 2.5 Oklahoma. I would bet the house on it. But I don't like the 6.5 because of what you said. Those dumbass mistakes. I think those dumbass mistakes turn a 7-point game into a 1 or 2-point game. So I'm going to lean on Oklahoma because of these facts to get the win. I'll have some on that later. Now, I know you do like Auburn to cover. Do you like them to win?
No, I like him to cover. I'm gonna take him to cover. I'm gonna take him to cover.
Okay. That's cool. I just want to see if we had any champ chain in there, but no, because I don't want to see.
I was really about to call it out because if you wanted them to, if you thought they would cover the spread, I was definitely gonna say I'm a champ chain this one.
Oh no, I'm not.
We're gonna cover.
No, we're not picking covering just because of those. You gave the facts, all the mistakes and all the penalties and dumb stuff. That's the reason I wouldn't pick them. If they was a button-up team so far, I would definitely pick them to cover. So I'm not gonna go that route. All right, we got the next game, which is a game I know Jay don't really. Do you got anything on this one?
No, I had to pick a winner, Missouri. That's it.
Okay, so the reason I wanted to bring this up is South Carolina right now. I warned y'all before they play Vanderbilt. They in shambles right now. The quarterback, he's still a legit quarterback, I think, but they don't have talent around him. That's the problem. Their O-line is terrible. And so that's the reason. You know, when you watch football, I don't care who you at quarterback. If you dropping back the pass and they on your back, how can you be a good quarterback? So I think South Carolina right now is in shambles. You just got beat by Vanderbilt. The spread, 9.5, I'm not going to take it only because Mizzou defense. I got to see better with that defense. They let Kansas go down the field on them. So I want to see better defense from Missouri. Missouri pass rush, they kind of suspect. That's the reason that Kansas was able to drive. Daniels was able to sit back there and just kind of chill. Their offense is explosive. So 2 things. The reason I do like Missouri, I don't think SC's offense is as good enough to keep up with them. Also, 2, Missouri's offense has been elite so far. Y'all remember A. Hardy. The running back from Missouri is top in the league in forced missed tackles and yards right now. Dude's a beast. Also, what is his name? Pribula, he actually has a cannon. I didn't know he had a strong arm like that. I'm seeing him throw the ball 50 yards down the field. So he's a real good dual threat. I do like Missouri. I might have him later on something, y'all. I don't see South Carolina winning this game. For y'all people who like to bet the money lines, at minus 300, 400, put 10 racks on it because you know they're going to win. I just don't see South Carolina winning this game, especially now. If it was in South Carolina, maybe, but South Carolina not going to travel to Missouri and beat them in Missouri. So we can move on to the next one, but I wanted to give y'all those nuggets so y'all can be a better, and so y'all can see some of the stuff that I kind of look through and we kind of look through in the background when we make our picks. All right, we got Miami. And we got Florida next. This is a better game than the last game. Florida at Miami. Miami 7.5-point favorite. Over under 51.5. What you got, bro?
I'm gonna take Miami to cover. And It's simple. We talked about this pre-show. I think Florida's quarterback was anointed a little early. I mean, he's very talented. And I think we all forgot about how good Carson Beck can be with receivers. Yes. Not a fan of Florida's coach, but I also think Florida just gets the short end of the stick nowadays, man. I mean, This ain't the 90s and early 2000s no more. Like, they have these hard schedules, bro. Their program ain't really built for it. They're going to go – I expect them to come out strong in the first half. But as the game goes on, there's nothing they can do with Miami. They won't be able to hold them. You know what I mean? They can't score with them. Miami, man.
Yeah, so this one I agree with you. Only reason I didn't bet the 7.5, even though I think Miami is 10 points favorites, they should be 10-point favorites, is Crystal Ball. I'm not gonna lie, until Crystal Ball prove me right, he gonna have to give me a whole season, bro. I'm gonna bet him money lines, I'm gonna bet him 2.5s, but when I'm 7 and 10s, him being a coach, next year maybe I'll do it, but he gonna have to prove me wrong. And so that's why I'm not gonna touch that. But I am with you. I do lean Miami. I would not touch Florida, y'all. Florida defense, what is it? They only got 2 sacks, I think, all year. We're in week 4. Florida defense has played like South Florida, like who y'all thought was good, but we told y'all last week, and I hope y'all listened, that South Florida was phony, because I hope y'all didn't bet them because y'all look crazy. That's why y'all got to listen up. But yeah, they don't get any pressure. Carson Beck gonna sit back there all day. Miami got the number 1 offensive line in the country, or number 2. They got the number 1 D line in the country. They better on both sides of the ball with that. He's gonna sit back there and pick them apart. CJ Daniels gonna ball. What's the other guy name? Tony. He's gonna ball. So yeah, this is gonna be easy. I think, like I said, Crystal Ball, he could mess it up and make it a 4-point game. But I'm with you on that one. I'm with Miami. All right, we got the next game coming up. We got Arizona State at Baylor. Baylor 2.5-point favorite at home, over under 60.5. You got anything on this one?
It's a pick 'em, man. I honestly would take the over because I think they get good points.
Okay. So in this one, y'all gonna see it later. This is my underdog of the week this week, Arizona State at plus 112. It is in Baylor. The reason I do like Arizona State, Sam Levitt, I didn't know he could run like that, bro. That dude had like 2 60-yard touchdown runs. Dude got speed. We already know Baylor defense is bad. You see what Jackson Arnold did versus Baylor defense? Sam Levitt about to do the same thing to their defense. For some reason, the reason Arizona State is struggling this year, and I think it's because maybe Scatterboo went to the NFL, and so since he went to the NFL, they want to change their whole identity. If you actually look at it per PFF, Arizona State actually so far have elite run metrics across the board. Their running game, they have 4 running backs, 3 or 4 running backs. They switch around. Their running game been elite, but they have not really running the ball. It's just been Jordan Tyson and Levitt. I believe that Arizona State has a good head coach. I like the way he coached against Texas last year in that playoffs. I like the way he coached when they won the conference. I think he made good adjustments. If he's a good coach the way I think he is, he's going to watch that Baylor game when they play Auburn, and he's going to do the same thing that Auburn did to Baylor. Baylor has good offense, but I do think Arizona State, their D did look impressive so far this year. That's one thing that looked good on Arizona State, their defense. I think they gave up around 15, 14, 20. They haven't gave up many points this year. So I think I'm going to take the better defense. I'm going to take the better coach, and we're going to get a win on this one. I'll take them plus 112, Arizona State money line as my underdog of the week. All right, let's go to the next game, a game that Jay will have interest in on this one. Illinois and Indiana. Indiana 6.5 points.
I'm riding out with Illinois for the rest of the season, pretty much, man. I think Indiana from last year impressed me with every time I look up. They down there when I see the highlights. They can play however you really want to play. You know what I mean? They got a defense that's stiff enough to hold up. Don't like what I've seen too much out of Indiana either, bro. I know the coach has his quarterback now.
Yeah.
He run a little bit, but I don't like his passing that much, man. He's not hitting people with the bombs and everything else. Everything is dinking, dunking, and just kind of having to run here, run there, scramble. And they kind of they slow flow you to death. That's what they do. And I don't think you can do that with Illinois, because I think Illinois is going to come down with long drives, 10-play drives, and capitalize with touchdowns, where I think Indiana is going to be dinking and dunking, having 10-play drives in the field goals. So I honestly think Illinois is winning this game. But I'm going to take the points. But I think Illinois is just a better team. I don't feel like Indiana at home is a home field advantage, even though they're no longer a basketball school. But that stadium don't get loud like that. Illinois is going to feel right at home. And I think they're just going to show, like, there's only 4 teams from the Big Ten that can make the playoffs. Ohio State, Penn State, Oregon. Who's that 4th team? The winner of this game. Or Michigan.
Okay. You heard it here first. So one thing I do like about Indiana so far this year is you only can play who on your schedule. You only can play who on your schedule. They only gave up 2 touchdowns all year so far. They didn't play 3 games, I think. They only gave up 2 touchdowns all year. That's pretty impressive. And the 2 touchdowns they gave up was the Old Dominion quarterback. 60-yard run, 70-yard run. Altmaier does not have that same rushing threat. So I think Indiana defense can actually show good here. Um, they're actually a top 5 run D. I know Illinois love to run the ball, pound the ball. This is going to be strength on strength. Per PFF, Illinois is top 5 running the ball between the tackles. Indiana's top 5 in stopping running the ball between the tackles. So it's going to be strength on strength. I like, what is it, Altmaier? Make sure I'm saying it right. I do like he's battle tested, like we talked about last week. We talked about him against Duke. He's battle tested. You're not going to shake him. Being on the road, not going to shake him. The one thing I don't like about Illinois is I don't like the receiver talent that much. I think they're running back. I think they're good, but not great. So skill talent, I do like Indiana with a little bit more skill talent. Quarterback, I do take Illinois because Mendoza,
I don't like him.
So in this one, I'm going to rock with Jay. I'm not going to pick this game. I'm just going to sit back and have, saying the brew. I don't really drink brews, but it might be a seltzer. But yeah, I'm gonna sit back. We're gonna watch this one. I'm not gonna pick anything. But if I had to lean or gun to head, I would go Illinois just because all the facts that Jay said. So let's kind of move on this one. That should be a great game. All right, next. What you say?
It should be. The other thing that people forgot, what happened to Indiana last year when they ran into stiff competition?
Yeah.
They was getting BTA, they were getting belched to ass, bro. And the only team that they beat was Michigan. And if anybody remembers last year, Michigan did not have a quarterback, bro. And Michigan took them, was with them the whole game. Was on their ass, Paul, the whole game. Mm-hmm. So that's another thing about Indiana. I like the way they punish these bad teams to make you believe that they up here. Man, even in the playoff, when they went against Notre Dame, they got destroyed, bro. Like, I'm not sure they can match up. Like, Illinois is looking like a playoff team. So I got to see it, bro. I'm here for it.
All right, next game we got on the board. We have Michigan State at USC minus 18.5. USC is the favorite, over under 54.5. You got anything on this one?
Yeah, man. Michigan State sucks. they suck, bro. They suck. Everything's been all bad since Tuck coming. Remember they were talking about that Mel Tucker coming, and then he got. I don't want to get into it because I don't want to get canceled before I get started. But remember he messed with the lady and had to get him out of there. They thought they got their man from Oregon State to come out here and take over the program. He sucked, bro. He ain't that good of a coach. The only reason Michigan State is 3-0 is he had a relationship with that young quarterback that we had never seen, and he brought Aiden Childs to Michigan State. Everybody else on that team is like what Joe Budden say? A pack of ass.
Yeah.
Pack of ass.
Yeah.
They win at home. They had to go to overtime to beat Boston College, bro. I said it last week. Boston College is a terrible team. Boston College went to the West Coast. Who they lose to? Stanford? It was Stanford.
Bad Stanford.
Stanford.
Yes.
They are a bad team. So now you're going to tell me Michigan State is going to go across out LA? They're going to go out to LA? And they, bro, even Vegas believe that they're going to get punished, bro. 18.5?
And it started out around 14. It started out around 14. It didn't move 4 points.
And then they were trying to blame it on Nick Marsh being hurt, bro. It don't matter. He ain't no difference maker like that. Everybody out, even people out here, they expect him to get their ass whooped. Michigan State is 3-0 out here, people. And everybody from Detroit to Mackinac Island think that them cats are gonna end up 6-6 at best. Probably most likely 5-7.
Yeah.
6-6 at best.
So to back you up, Michigan State played against Youngstown State, and we all know Youngstown State is not a Big Ten school. That's a team you're supposed to destroy. And if you're a good team, you destroy that team. But Michigan State, per my notes, were only up 17-10 at halftime versus Youngstown State. They had a punt return for a touchdown, and Youngstown State had a missed field goal. We always talk about random stuff you can't count on. You don't bet on random things. You take those away. It is 24-20. Michigan State with 8 minutes left in the game. It would be 27-24 with 3 minutes left in the game against Youngstown State. What? Man, I'm all with you. I would love this was at 16.5. I would bet the house on it. I really think they're going to cover the 18. And on top of all of this, Michigan State got to travel across country and play at 1 o'clock in the morning, our body time. UNC used to playing like that. But as you see, when even BC going over to play Stanford, we not used to playing football at 1 o'clock in the morning, man. We used to be in the clubs.
It's 11, and they between 18 and 22. They should be able. I'm not giving them no excuses. I think they're gonna go out there and get their ass beat because that's the type of program they are right now. They're down bad, bro. And somebody really, honestly, I'm not a Michigan State guy at all, but it's better. The Big Ten is better when Penn State, Ohio State, Michigan, and Michigan State is putting in work, bro. That's what I believe. And
well, not Michigan State. You said Michigan State is a 14.
Putting in work. I mean, like being competitive.
Okay.
They're not competitive, bro.
I got you. I see what you're saying. I got your point.
They're not even competitive no more.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean,
you're
like
right.
even like think about it. In October, Michigan versus Michigan State, that used to be a game everybody be geeked up for. Now it's just like how long can Michigan State stay in the game?
Yeah.
So I really think they're gonna go out there. I hope they do get punished because I think they need to get this coach up out of here, bro. Because to me, he's proven he's not a good coach. Because
you think already, you think they should have looking at teams like Indiana, teams like you think that he's hit quicker turnaround because it's only been 2 years.
Yeah, bro. I mean, I get it's only been a year, but you saw last year what you needed. Where are these people at in the portal? Right. And then I heard something that they brought 20 defensive backs in the portal, something weird like that. They have no pass rush. They don't have a running game. The offensive line looked crazy. I mean, they got my man. I guess they thought Aiden Childs was Randall Cunningham or Michael. Like he's just supposed to do all of this by himself.
Yeah,
and I mean that's just a lot to ask for him to do. Mm-hmm. And I just think the program's bad. I think it's headed nowhere fast. They don't recruit out here like you saw. Oklahoma's number 1 wide receiver is from Inkster, Michigan, bro. Like, how is he out of this? If Michigan said they didn't want to, okay, cool. Michigan gets enough recruits, they can do that. You can't. You can't. So that cannot happen.
Yeah.
Especially with y'all looking this bad. So I don't think he know. I think over there in Oregon, where was he at? Oregon State.
Oregon State. He had Oregon. He had to turn Oregon State around. Remember, he had Oregon State looking good.
He had him. No. He had him looking decent. They were going like 9-3, 10-2. They wasn't in the
state. They take that though. That's what Michigan State was looking. Michigan State tried to get him so they can go 9-3.
But the guy before that was winning games. But he did it all through the transfer portal. Remember that second year after they gave him that big contract, that third or fourth year, they gave him that crazy. He missed in the transfer portal. That's all that. He had one bad year like that.
Yeah.
But this guy don't look like he know how to use the transfer portal, and he don't look like he know how to recruit. Out in Oregon State, I think it's a little different because you're going to get kids that really want to go to Oregon, but they just not good enough. You get they leftovers out there. That's still some pretty good athletes, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it ain't a lot of areas around there recruiting for Oregon kids. And you can get some kids from Washington, too. Like Washington State wasn't a program like that. I think it was a little easier for him out there. Here it's not like that because you have to – out of all of these schools in this area, Michigan State football-wise is probably the least out of because you think about it, you got Penn State, you got Michigan, you got Ohio State. Mm-hmm. If we really want to get to it, you can say Wisconsin. You know what I mean? We can keep going. You know what I mean? Like some other schools got.
And what's happening on top of that? What's happening is, and I think you're right about the portal. Is teams like Indiana and Illinois right now? That's supposed to be Michigan State.
Portal.
That's supposed to be Michigan State. That's supposed to be Michigan State.
Yeah.
Like Illinois and Indiana are taking their recruits. 10 years ago, that's Michigan State.
All day. Day. I don't even know if it's 10 years ago. I would say 5. I don't know what is going on.
Yeah. You're right.
How long has Kendall Walker been in the league? What, 3 years, 4 years, 4 years, somewhere like that? Because remember when he was there, they was a playoff team damn near. If it would have been 18 or 12 teams, they would have been in the playoffs. So either way, Michigan State's bad. I think the coaching staff up there is bad. I think they need to I think they need to get rid of them. I want them losing the rest of the season out and I don't like the fake pride they got. This 3-0 is a fake 3-0, bro.
It's a fake 3-0. It's a real fake 3-0. If y'all want to see what frauds look like, MSU. All right, we gonna go to Jay's parlay. What we got, Jay?
Man, I tried to make it easier on everybody, man. I tried to make it simple, you know, gamble responsibly. I took TCU money line. I think that's nothing's guaranteed in sports, but TCU money line, check it. I took Utah. I gave them plus 3.5 points. Utah is tough to beat at home. That's
I
in
like
case they
that.
get off to that slow start early in the morning at 10 a.m.
I like
Took
that.
Auburn. I didn't want to get caught by a touchdown, so I just took it up a point, plus
Okay.
7.5. Honestly, I think they might win that game down there in Oklahoma, but I at least expect them to cover, so I like that. Nebraska at home, like I told you, I think Michigan gonna punish them, but I don't think Michigan can actually smoke them like smoke them. I don't think they're built like that, and to go into Nebraska, especially after Terrence Bud Crawford just won, that state is on an all-time high. So I think it's going to be a competitive game. I think Michigan's better. I see Nebraska sliding in the back door just to cover, so that's why I'm doing
Okay.
7.5.
Okay.
Illinois, again, I think they can win the game. In case they lose on the last second touchdown, wanted to cover myself. That's why I gave it plus 7.5. And there you have it, plus 652. Follow me. Tell me, and hopefully I'll see you at the count. Not hopefully. Tell me, and I'm going to see you at the counter.
For sure. Now we're gonna jump ahead to my all parlay. We got Oklahoma money line, and we talked about these, so we don't want to keep going back and keep repeating ourselves. We got TCU money line, Miami money line, Michigan money line, and matter of fact, my bad. This is not my art parlay. This is my money line parlay. I slipped up. I switched up this week and gonna give y'all two parlays. This is my money line parlay. So we're gonna go Oklahoma, TCU, Miami, Michigan, and Mizzou plus 500. I do love that one a lot. I like that one a lot. All right, we're gonna go to the art parlay. The art parlay. This is the art play this time. I want to let y'all know. All right, so we got USC 6.5. We already just talked about Michigan State, so I do love them covering at least a touchdown. Arizona State, I think they will win the game, but just like Jay, sometimes you give them 7 because anything can happen in sports. I do like Missouri to cover 3. Clemson, I already know Jay gonna say they probably gonna lose. I'm gonna lose this bet. Now, one thing he did say is if you don't take him on an art play, then you're stupid. So I guess I'm not stupid because I did do the art play. I wasn't taking that 17. But just the fact, I'm telling you, Syracuse, I think is booty bad. Pause, whatever you want to say. I think Clemson will cover by 7. The way Dabo is about to build their ass in practice, I do not see them losing this game. They might not win by 17, but I do think Clemson will cover at least by 7. We have Oklahoma money line. We have TCU, Miami. And then I did what Jay did, man. I ain't gonna lie. Jay, my bro, sometimes he give me some good ideas. So I was like, okay, I like Michigan. I think they're gonna win, but let me give them that 3.5 point hook. We can do it. Why? It's art. And we still at plus 1095. So I love this one. Underdog of the week. We talked about it earlier. Don't have to repeat it. I'm 2-0 so far. Hopefully we can go 3-0. I love this one. I really love this one. And it's funny because my first one I hate was Baylor, and now I'm fading Baylor 3 weeks later. All right, we got our bets, our best bets, as you can tell when we talked earlier. We got Michigan money line at minus 125. Take that to the bank. I think this is one where Michigan wins. He covers his Nebraska spread, and we rolling. Also, we do like TCU, Michigan, and Miami. And when we like things together, we definitely want to bet them. We actually got plus 222, which I think is decent for a 3-leg money line parlay. So I do love that. And Jay, what we got, man? Tell him something. Talk to him, bro.
Nothing, man. I can't wait for UFC to come back the following week. Let's get this money for college. Also, I got a special one for you guys tomorrow for anybody who sees the show early. Right now, you can find the Dallas Cowboys against the Chicago Bears. Dallas goes up to Chicago.
Okay.
At minus 110. It's an even draw.
Good money. Good money.
Dallas is gonna fuck them up.
Okay.
It's gonna be bad. Now, don't get worried. Don't be scared, because after the first quarter, if you've been watching Chicago, this is how it play out. As long as Caleb is on script, them first 15 plays, and Dallas defense is bad. So they're probably gonna score about 3 touchdowns by the 7-minute mark of the first quarter. We're gonna score 3 touchdowns too, because they lost their best corner on Chicago's defense. Yes. Montez Sweat is a corpse out there. They have nothing for us. So we're going to go up and down the field. You're going to be like, damn, it's 21-21. 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Then Caleb is going to become Caleb.
Preach.
And once Caleb gets to becoming Caleb, running off script, doing everything else, now our defensive coordinator is going to start blitzing him. Stuff's going to start speeding up for him. All the meanwhile, Chicago ain't gonna be able to stop us from scoring. This is like what I was talking about with TCU. All we got to do is stop them 3 times. Stop them 3 times, create a 10-point, 14-point lead. The game is ours, bro.
Y'all listen to my boy Jay preaching over there. Make sure y'all check our YouTube shorts also. We definitely give y'all picks on YouTube shorts. We have moneyline parlays for the NFL. We normally do good on that. Honestly, so far, and I don't do double-digit spreads because most people in NFL, they want to get a -11, a -12. Nah, I don't mess with that. So far, 7 out of 8 this year in the moneyline picks hit the first week. Would have hit last week if it wasn't for Iowa's own running back from last year. Why am I drawing a blank? What's dude's name? We talked about him, Caleb Johnson. Caleb Johnson. He went all the way back to elementary school. Like he just started playing football. On the kickoff, it's dumb enough to let them run the ball all the way down from the kickoff, recover a touchdown in the end zone. Man, I'm not gonna lie, that's one of the dumbest things I've ever seen in my life. If it wasn't for that, we would have hit 2 weeks in a row. But make sure y'all
that cost me $700. That play right there, because they was down 3, and the momentum was going back and forth. They were still scoring. I was confident, and I saw that. I'm like, oh damn, they fell down 2 scores. They
have to put up, like once that happened. Do you know the team probably quit that game once they saw that? Just imagine how dumbfounded we was. Imagine having a Pittsburgh Steelers uniform on the sidelines. You see your teammate do that. You're like, man, f this game. You know what I'm saying? So as soon as that happened, the game just went left. Yeah. It went left. So
it was no coming back from that. They gave him a free touchdown, bro.
Yeah,
I've seen fumbles and he gave him a touchdown. Like, hey, you can have this. Like he literally, if that was, I know it's a rookie. He's a 3rd round draft pick, so they keep cutting. But I'm pretty sure he might not dress this week.
Yeah,
I'd be surprised if they let him dress, bro. That was crazy, bro.
And you're right too, because honestly, he haven't even been getting any playing time.
Nah, he hasn't.
He been playing behind Gainwell. He hadn't been getting any playing time. So yeah, honestly, he might not dress. Honestly, I won't be surprised he ended up being on the practice squad for something like that, dog. Because Tomlin don't play. But make sure y'all follow us on Instagram, TikTok, subscribe on YouTube. We out here.
And remember to see. And one last thing, Dallas belts the ass. That's all you need to know. Dallas belts the ass. 4:25 Sunday. Well, how we say it, bro? How we say it? The Cowboys is up at 4:25 p.m. on Sunday, and we want the smoke.
We want the smoke. Yes, sir.
Peace, y'all.